I got real good friends, and two of them were over yesterday, and one of them asked me if I missed the company I worked at, and I said no because now I don't. I used to think about it all the time. I miss like the environment. I miss the people. I missed a lot. My teammates, or my coworkers. I missed a lot, but now I don't. Only because now that I've left, I've seen that there is better. I've seen that there is more. Sometimes when things are going well, we believe this is as good as it gets. We believe this is as good as it gets, and that's not. I'm just telling you something. You're kind of hurting yourself by living in a box, believing that right now what you have is the best that you'll ever have. All right. Now, when you're greedy, that's all you do is look for more. Of course, that's not what I'm suggesting. I'm not telling you to be greedy. And of course, the idea is always be content with what you do have and grateful for what you do have. But there are key moments in our lives where we truly are called to do something else. Who said you can't use gaming to encourage people? Who said you can't use gaming to teach people the ways? Not me. Welcome to the new episode of Gems and Gaming. Get ready as we log in to share some life wisdom and put you on game. Let's get it. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Today we just going back into Fallout. Pretty sure I saved. I ain't got my glasses on, but I'm pretty sure I saved normally. Let's just continue, right? Makes way more sense. So today's lesson for today is fairly simple, and I don't know if it's like, I don't want to say controversial, and I don't want to say it'll convict you, but I definitely think it will make you think. When I started my business, this was a few months after I got married. About 6 months after I got married. Which, y'all know what? I felt like, actually, I don't remember what I was doing. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's all good. I felt like whatever it was that I was doing was not great. For some reason, I feel as soon as I logged on, I felt bad instantly. But it's all good. A few months after I after I got married, I started my business, and I was extremely scared to do it. I was scared for a lot of reasons. Okay, first off, I was making $140,000 a year. Okay. Let's just put this into perspective, because it's not NBA money or anything like that, but for an average American, quite nice. Let me just put it in perspective. How my checks went every week. I did invest money from my checks into our stock program because I worked in tech, and when you work for like a public tech company, you can invest in their stocks. They kind of most companies have a program called ESPP, Employee Stock something program, Employee Stock Partnership Program, or something like that. I can't really remember. And the ESPP basically takes a portion of your salary, at most 15%. At least that's how it was at VMware, and they would invest that portion of your salary. Oh, all right. Is that why they brought me here? I got a takeout thing. It would have been much wiser to come prepared. Oh, and we ain't doing no damage either. Oh, we straight. We straight. They take about 15% of your salary, and then 2 times a year, they allow you to actually purchase the program. So they don't let you purchase the stock immediately. It's how they prevent insider trading and stuff like that. They will give you the chance to invest but it's not like you get access to the stock 24/7. Like, it's it'll be too powerful. So you already got a nice salary and you get to invest money in the stock. Now, when you're when you're broke, as a joke, when you're like, you brand new in tech, you kind of broke. You really ain't trying to invest. I'm not gonna lie to you. 15% of your salary, you're already paying off debt from school loans and whatever else trying to recover from by the time you finally make it to that money. So, you want to invest for sure. Who doesn't? But it's not like it's the, oh my goodness. What's my health at? I can't really see. I don't have my glasses on, but let's see. You can't really take full advantage of your stock money like that, but you do though, right? Like it's a conversation that most, or the average, let's just say, worker doesn't really experience like that. So even this story, just in general, is probably educational if you're not in that scenario. But for most people in tech, they're in that scenario, so they kind of understand what I mean. So that's your stocks that you get twice a year. Now you also gotta get your paycheck every 2 weeks, right? And since it's salary, you get paid every 2 weeks, and it's good money. It's like $3,000 every 2 weeks, maybe a little less than that. I can't really remember. It's around that. It's enough to feel like it's $3,000 every 2 weeks. And I remember I was talking to a family friend, but he was one of my first interns at my company that I started now. He was explaining how, or asking me to explain more on, is it really do you really tell the difference? I heard after 80,000, it's hard to tell the difference in terms of your salary, for the average person. Obviously we ain't talking about no crazy lifestyle. We're just talking about paying our bills and feeding ourselves and our family and stuff like that. And I had to explain it. I said, bro, you gotta understand something. Let me explain to you 3,000 every 2 weeks, what that actually feels like. Let's just say you pay your rent. And your rent, not in Georgia, I live in Atlanta, and your rent is cheaper than 3,000. If you're paying about 3,000 in rent, you live in a very luxurious lifestyle. That's not me. I'm an average dude. All right, so I'm paying my mortgage, and after I pay my mortgage, I have money left over. After I pay, this feels wrong, but sorry. I mean, I just cooked the queen, so might as well take care of the offspring. So can't even see this dude. Zero chance. You know what? Why don't y'all just meet me on land real quick, big dog, because I can't even see you. Appreciate it. So I'm explaining, I got money left over, which is a weird, statement to say. A lot of us, or at least for a long time in my life, I was living check to check. So to have money left over, to even consider savings for the first time in my life, that right there was already something was hard for me to process. But that was the reality of my life when you make a certain amount of money, $3,000 a month. So the next 2 weeks you get $3,000 again. Okay, your mortgage ain't even due. You know what I'm saying? Your mortgage's not due yet, and you just got more money. So now you're paying the rest of your bills. I'm sure that's how most people live. Man, what? I'm sure that's how most of us lived, right? What is happening? Oh, they just jumped Cape. I ain't got my glasses, y'all, so defeat the ambush. Why are y'all on me, bro? I just survived oh my goodness. Hey, look, when you live check to check, that's how your life be. You pay one of your bills, next thing you know, somebody ambushing you with bills, new extra bills. But it wasn't like that in tech, or at least in my experience in tech. And don't get me wrong, I didn't wake up to that amount of money. It took me a long time to get it. A long time. A lot of HR conversations, a lot of salary negotiations, a lot of one-on-ones. It gave me a lot of experience, obviously, to start my own business, but it wasn't easy. But I did end up making the amount of money that I wanted in order to even have this conversation, all right? Or be able to have this conversation. So now, all right, hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta take out Buddy, man. It's starting to become annoying. And I don't even know what I did. I'm sure like I took somebody out that I wasn't supposed to, and therefore, you know, I'm getting jumped by his homies, just like Skyrim. So y'all get the point. I don't want to really talk about the salary that much anymore, because that's not really what's important. Clearly, because I left. All right. What I felt like was, bro, I'm getting cooked. Hold on. Hey, we got to hold on to this conversation, man. I'm getting cooked. I just want to take out. Okay, let's take out Buddy. Where he at? Right here. Nah. Oh, he hot, bro. The AI on here is crazy. Oh my goodness. All right, let's take out Buddy first. I have no energy left to even take out Buddy. Oh my goodness. If I didn't have this armor on, it'd be over. My armor's actually getting low. Shotgun. I'm about to get real close, but we can make it happen. Hey man, let me talk to you, big dog. Let me talk to you. All right, I'm out. Kate. Oh, Kate going ham right now. Talk to. Did he just kill Kate? I got you. All right. Look, I'm trying to have a deep conversation. Y'all don't even know the topic of the day. This is probably the longest I ever went in before addressing the topic of the day. But the story that I told actually is a perfect start to why I think, you know, this story, the context is important. Man, I was getting cooked just now. I thought I just saw someone. I'll see it in the replay, but I swear I just saw someone flying. Oh my gosh, bro. Defeat the ambush. Find the soldiers' orders. Eliminate Kells. Bro, I don't know what I did to upset you, but we're gonna have to get our revenge. Maybe I'll make that one of the Gems and Gaming videos next. You know, we'll figure out what's going on here while they jump me. But so yeah, money wise, like I finally understood what middle class meant. Middle class meant you didn't worry about check to check, but you wasn't like wealthy enough that you was changing people's lives. Like, you know, I'm talking about my mortgage and stuff, but I have a lot of debt. You know, student loans, credit card debt, especially during COVID and stuff like that. I mean, y'all pretty much get it. If you're an average person like I am, then you understand. Like, you understand. I mean, it'd be nice if we didn't have to worry about those type of things, but we do. And the cool thing is you get it, so we can talk about these. You know, we can have these type of conversations. Now, I leave, and I'm leaving that security. I'm leaving the money that I was making. All right, that's the first thing that made me nervous. The second thing that made me nervous is, like I said, I just got married. If you're single, you can kind of understand this concept, and I'm gonna make sure it makes perfect sense. But if you're married, you can definitely understand what I'm about to say. But once you get married, your comfortability is not as important as making sure that your wife is happy. Just in general, like I personally can get comfortable in many situations. Right, my wife needs a certain level of requirements to be comfortable, which I'm cool with. Like, I'll do whatever to make sure she's comfortable. So now I have to have that conversation with her first and foremost before I make a decision. You can't be selfish, right? Gotta make sure your priority is making sure you're a good husband and making sure that your wife is good. So then I go to her and I had a conversation like, babe, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm thinking. Now, mind you, I just told y'all how good life was gone. Is gone, but was gone at the time. And, you know, I'm thinking, in my head, like, this is just a pipe dream, me wanting to leave and start my own business, because I'm thinking, ain't no way in the world she about to be like, all right, baby, let's do it. I was wrong. Sure enough, it was, okay, this is what we're going to expect. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. This is how we need to approach it, and this is how we're going to approach it. This is a conversation I'm having. Once I got the support from my lady, it was like, all right, I gotta do this. I'd be foolish not to. I'd be letting her down for even being supportive enough to allow me to start a business. And also, I'd be wrong now that I've stated how I felt and what I want to do. I'd be wrong if I didn't do it and I didn't go all out. Did I immediately go all out? Nah, I'm gonna be real. I did not. I did not immediately go all out. I've had plenty of conversations. It's funny, if y'all go back and listen to my old Gems in Gaming, I've told this story so many times, but not all together. I kind of just told it as it was happening throughout the weeks, because I was debating with myself, like, can I do this? Should I do this? It was a lot of conversations I was having. Is it right? I'm getting on the mic talking like y'all gonna give me the advice. I'm like, y'all, I'm trying to do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. And eventually I do it. And years later, obviously, I'm happy doing it and happy with the progression, because I'm now starting to see the fruits of my labor. Like, it's starting to make perfect sense. I got real good friends, and two of them were over yesterday, and one of them asked me if I missed the company I worked at, and I said no, because now I don't. Like, I used to think about it all the time. I miss, like, the environment. I miss the people. I missed a lot. My teammates, or my coworkers. I missed a lot, but now I don't. Only because now that I've left, I've seen that there is better. I've seen that there is more. Sometimes when things are going well, we believe this is as good as it gets. We believe this is as good as it gets. And that's not, I'm just telling you something. You're kind of hurting yourself by living in a box, believing that right now what you have is the best that you'll ever have. All right? Now, when you're greedy, that's all you do is look for more. Of course, that's not what I'm suggesting. I'm not telling you to be greedy. And of course, the idea is always be content with what you do have and grateful for what you do have. But there are key moments in our lives where we truly are called to do something else. And sometimes the biggest problem that we have is being afraid to answer that call. You know what I'm saying? Like when things are going well, that's when you really need to ask yourself, or really need to evaluate. I shouldn't say things are going well. When you feel like it's time for a change, but you're comfortable, that's when you really need to evaluate. Am I comfortable, or am I scared? Am I afraid to do more, or am I doing exactly what I need to do? Of course, this isn't an easy question. These aren't easy questions. And I'm not saying that what I did is good for you. It's definitely not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, if you had the thought of doing something like what I did, leaving a place that was great and good for me, or good for you, then you are probably on the cusp of doing something terrifying, something that makes you just so nervous, something that you feel like, I got too many people relying on me, I can't do it. It's cool what this guy's saying, but I just can't do it. Dude, don't get me wrong, I feel you 1,000%. Like I said, I was terrified when I quit my job and started my business. Absolutely terrified. Some people were terrified to quit their job to find another job. It's a lot of, it's a lot of things that, it's a lot to consider when we're talking about stepping out of our comfort zone, which is probably what the topic will be. But the results that you get, the high reward, was it high reward? High risk, high reward, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know, it's a lot to think about and consider. You know, people continue to do the safe thing because it's safe, which I get. I am not hating on you. I'm not mad. Broken items cannot. Okay, I ain't hating on you. I ain't mad. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Trust me, I do. If anybody does, I do. But I will say, man, or miss, you know, oh, I don't have any steel. Oh, that's so interesting. I'm sure I can get some at the store. And sometimes it doesn't have to be like I want to leave my job. Like, think about it. Think about how my wife had to come to terms with sacrificing her comfort for allowing me to be like, hey, I just want to I'm saying cure me, but I want to see. This is why I should wear my glasses when I just got a COVID shot for no reason. But think about, you know, my wife's position and her comfort when she said, oh, yeah, let's do it. Like, I support you. This is what we expect. Let's make this plan, blah, blah, blah. You know, sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone means being uncomfortable for someone else, for the sake of someone else. You know, it doesn't just have to be kind of a selfish move like me, like I want to do this, baby. What do you think? You know, it could sometimes be someone coming up to you saying, hey, I want to leave my job. I want to try this. I want to try that. I want to move out of the state. I want to transfer schools. I want to break up. Shoot. I mean, bro, it's a lot. It's a lot of things that sometimes, a lot of scenarios that sometimes come into your life where you're not really expecting the scenario, or you know, everything was going well and all of a sudden change happens. Man, sometimes you will succeed by embracing the change and going all in on it. Sometimes you initiate the change, like me, or sometimes it happens out of nowhere and there's nothing you can do. Either way, by taking full advantage of the change, or taking full advantage of the fear, taking full advantage of, bro, is that, y'all see this in the background? Like, cause I just fought a giant. I just fought something else giant. I would not be surprised if they're setting this up for the Brotherhood of Steel, because that's their ship. That's where we started in this video. I wouldn't be surprised if they're having a battle between them and then my people over here. Because look at this, bro. That's crazy. But yeah, sometimes, you know, sometimes that thing that you're really, really, really most afraid of, I would just suggest for you to kind of it's a simple quote. And let's not make it too deep. It's a simple quote. Scared, do it anyway. Scared, do it anyway. Scared, do it anyway. Like, honestly, there's something that you're probably thinking about right now that you're afraid to do. If you're not, then perfect. This message isn't for you. You've done what you need to do in those scenarios. But just in case at one point in your life it does come up and you're afraid to do something that you feel like you really, really need to do it anyway. Do it anyway. I mean, plain and simple. You can be like me. You can have a very, very nice, well-paying job, and then you quit your very, very nice, well-paying job to start a business. That was crazy. My friends told me I was crazy. I was like, bro, what are you doing? It's letting me know, like, bro, what are you doing? Did it anyway. You know, scared, do it anyway. I proposed, terrified, did it anyway. You know, having a kid, it's terrifying, did it anyway. Scared, do it anyway, man. Look, I'm gonna keep this simple today. And I don't know how long I've been talking, so it might be a longer video, but I'm gonna keep it simple with that. I hope it was educational enough in terms of working in tech, and what I experienced, and also starting a business. Just know that you can succeed. Drop the controller. So yeah, that's definitely my cue, man. Listen, y'all take it easy and God bless.